Greetings, peace, and love. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kimberlie Wright. Welcome to Word Up, the class all about poetry, spoken word, and short stories. So last week I gave everybody prompts to write about, and today we will take time to see if you have any pieces to share at all and or some of the prompts from last week. And today I'm going to utilize this time or this class to give you all, we're gonna watch a couple of videos together to for inspiration, basically, and to just to take a break. And it's not really a break, but it's to do a little research, take in a little bit of information and inspiration for our own works. And for whatever reason, I don't see my notes from last week as pertains to what I gave you all, but I'm going to erase this board today. We're going to be starting on new material next week. And I guess, no problem, Mrs. Gloria. But so far I see you clearly. And I'm gonna go ahead, and if anyone wants to spotlight before I start these videos today, I wanna know out there, does anyone know who was the first African-American person to have their poetry published?
Was it Phyllis Wheatley?
Yes, ma'am. Phyllis Wheatley.
Wow.
And I always loved Phyllis Wheatley. I was introduced to her in elementary school, and I read a few of her poems and was just really taken aback and astounded, especially due to the fact that out of that time, you had so many people, as we use this term today, hungry for knowledge and success, and just to be treated like everyone else was treated. However, you know, during slavery, we were kept from having the knowledge of reading and writing. So I just feel like that's a great thing to be able to be in this class and share thoughts and ideas that you all have coming from your experiences and your heart. That's, you know, like we take for granted if it was a time that we wouldn't be able to express ourselves in that manner. Yes, ma'am, Miss Jean.
I'm so happy that young people are now appreciating our ancestry and appreciating our history. Can you see in my room in the corner there, that old man?
I don't see an old man. You talking about James Baldwin?
No, keep going, in the corner.
Wait a minute, maybe I need to move. I have something on the screen. Oh, you're talking about the African piece standing?
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, my daughter bought that from a home sale. You know how I don't know, when they close out and they said they're going to sell.
It's a estate sale.
Yes, I couldn't think of the word. Estate sale. But she said, I want him. So she won't tell me what she paid for him, but I just love him because he's old, he's bent, but he's strong. And I call him our guardian and our guide. He is beautiful. He's got cloth, like, it looks like it's made out of, I don't know what it's made out of, some kind of, maybe it's
an animal skin or something.
Yes, it's an animal skin. And he's got bracelets and anklets, but his face is strong. So I call him our guardian and our guide. And I thought he was perfect for the room.
It looks very beautiful, and for some reason, I don't know if you've read a lot about aliens and how Black people were the first people here, like where the sun shined in Africa and everything, but they have this theory that we were aliens or something, and like the way that Nefertiti's head is and how we used to have these elongated heads, some kind of way that his head reminds me of that as well.
But isn't that great? So I think young people now are appreciating the way I got started with masks. This one right here was the first mask. My mother brought it back from Africa, and I told her I wanted one, and I've never seen another one like it.
You say you say your mother went to Africa?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's nice.
Isn't that great? And she said she said I never appreciated Black people till I went to Africa. And she said they were so sweet and they were so loving. And she dropped her purse, and a circle of people went around it to make sure nobody picked that purse up. She said that never would have happened in Atlanta or New York or anywhere. They surrounded her until someone picked up her purse and handed her to her. She said the humanity, the sweetness, the generosity. She said, oh, I never appreciated it till I went to Africa. So I was glad.
Like you already know in our history and when people talk about African or Black peoples that we are a loving.
Yes.
But however, due to the fact of how our culture is in the West or in America, you do find a lot of people who travel to the motherland or Africa saying that they do have a newfound type of thought or reaction, or they see Black people in a different light. Even Malcolm X went through that same thing, you know, when he went to Africa, as it pertains to saying that, you know, not only are Black people brothers and sisters there, it's like everyone. So, you know, like, yeah, everything is like, well, you know, like, it's sort of like leaving high school. After high school, you have your people encouraging you to go to college, and also beyond that to travel the world, because those types of experiences really open your mind and change you as it pertains to your perceptions and how you should carry yourself in the world and treat people. Yeah. All right. Do we have anybody out there who wants to share some pieces before we go into our information videos for today? Don't be ashamed.
I would like to share mine.
Okay, good job. So what are you going to be?
You gave me some homework. You told me to, the title of my prompt is Looking for My Mind a Million Miles Away.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, am I ready?
Yes, ma'am.
I am lying under...
Wait. I'm so sorry to interrupt you. So even though I gave you that prompt, Ms. Gloria, does your piece have a particular title?
I actually used your title of Looking for My Mind.
Okay, no problem.
I am lying under a shade tree, staring into space with a nonchalant gaze. Whatever I was thinking about has slowly drifted away. Suddenly at that moment, my mind wandered back to a totally different day. A day where the room smelled of cedar and pine, and the cabin itself reminded me of happier times. The rugged plank floors that he would dare not shine. It was the old home of my Gramps. Oh, how he loved it so well. You could hear everybody's footsteps and who they belonged to. Yes, we could tell. In the corner of his room sat an old rustic trunk where Gramps stashed away many a treat for us kids to enjoy. When he opened it, it would squeal and squeak. At that point, he would allow us to take a quick peek. We saw peppermints, soft peanuts, and colorful gumballs. Although Gramps is long gone, I will always recall this beautiful journey back in time as I find myself looking for my mind.
It's wonderful. I saw even though I wasn't there, I saw everything that you illustrated. Yeah.
I did too. She even talked about the floor. That's what I like.
That rugged floor.
Yeah, and the steps, and people would know who they were. That is so wonderful. That was so good.
Thank you.
That was really good. Miss Gloria, so do you have your did you recite your piece last week about the makeup?
Yeah, I spent the video on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it's up to you, like if you want to recite your poem in class, you're more than welcome to. It's your choice. But we really did just love that piece. It's really nice. So if you do find your poem, feel free to recite it if you like. All right. Anybody else? Yes, Miss Jean.
I have my acrostic on aging.
Young people, I'm so sorry. Please don't forget that when we do return back to the facility, we want to have an event highlighting and spotlighting our poetry class and our poets, you all. And we're gonna have like a poetry slam. We're getting myself, if you have any suggestions, I'm getting the itinerary ready for that particular event. For example, I know I want to have some live jazz playing. I want to have maybe some vendors there. Definitely you will be the show as far as the spoken word. There'll be other things going on, might be another performance. However, if you have any suggestions of what might be grown and sexy or something that might be really nice to add to the poetry slam or that we're going to be having here for actually the audience, but for you to spotlight and highlight your works, please let me know. Yeah. So I was going to say, don't forget these beautiful poems like Miss Gloria just shared with us. Don't forget to put those in your journal. You can use those later. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, Miss Jean.
Oh, that's okay. That's fine. I want you to name it instead of Poetry Slam. I want you to call it Word Up at Darnell.
Oh yeah, that sounds great too. We'll definitely incorporate our class name in there. That's nice.
Okay, my acrostic is aging. Oh, so and that's a title too. Aging. A-G-I. How do you spell aging?
A-G-I-N-G.
I've got it right here. I can't read. Okay. A, accepting circumstances with a positive outlook. G, gaining strength by putting forth my best effort. I, ignoring negative comments by negative people. N, never offering advice unless requested. And G, gracefully accepting life and letting it flow through me.
That's the one you had to catch back up on that G.
Right.
Yeah, because I remember the words of the piece. That's a really, really nice poem.
I had to change it. It took a long time to write this because I kept thinking negative, and I said, come on, be positive.
Yeah, that's really good. You were self-motivated. That's good. Yep. She said, yep.
May I say one more thing? You guys can say happy birthday. On Friday, I'll be 85.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy early birthday, Miss Jean. I hope I see you and talk to you on your birthday.
Happy young birthday.
Yes.
85, 85. And I'm still alive. 85, 85. And I'm still alive. Trying to survive.
Ms. Jean, that's really, really wonderful. That's a congratulations on that. That's a beautiful thing to be able to live a ripe, wise age and still be young and beautiful and vibrant, such as yourself, and just keep up the good work and exercise and eat well and smile and be positive. Yes, ma'am. Happy early birthday. Miss Vicky or Miss Sharon Hartnett, do y'all have something you want to share?
Yes, I do.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You gave us a prompt last week, and my prompt was to write an inventory poem about something in a drawer, purse, or pocket, or something along those lines. I wrote two.
Okay.
They're freestyle poetry, so don't look for anything other than something.
I think it froze. I can't.
Okay. Inside my dresser drawer is what this one is called. On top, you will find lipstick, perfume, a comb, a brush, and a soap and a bar. But folded closely inside my dresser drawer are pajama tops and bottoms so neat, socks and undies too numerous to repeat. But also you will find underneath them not too far a notebook with poems written so dear, tucked under bras.
Miss Vicky, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Can you please start over? If somebody, we want you to speak just a little bit louder. So
yes.
Can you hear me okay now?
Better.
Can you hear me better?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it sound like I'm way away?
No, ma'am. It's better now. Can you just please start over? Sorry.
Yes. Inside my dresser drawer. On top, you will find...
It's soft again. It got soft again.
It got all right. Again? So what I'm going to do, Miss Vicky, go ahead and go. I'm just going to mute everybody else just to make sure we don't have no sound. Okay, go ahead, Miss Vicky. It's all right.
You hear me okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Inside my dresser drawer, on top you will find a lipstick, perfume, a comb, a brush, and a soap and a bar. Can you hear me okay? But folded closely inside my dresser drawer are pajama tops and bottoms so neat, socks and undies too numerous to repeat. But also you will find underneath them not too far a notebook with poems written so dear, tucked under bras and slips so very near. Of course, there is a photo of us standing by my car, but wrapped in perfume, embroidered handkerchiefs so soft, gathered and tied by silk ribbons aloft, with trinkets and love gifts placed among scarves, treasures of lovely things in my dresser drawers. Okay. My second poem is an inventory poem, and it's
hold on 1 second. Miss Jean, you have something to say?
It's still soft.
It's really
yeah.
You know she got a soft voice.
Oh, okay, because I'm deaf in one ear, I think.
Okay. All right. Okay, we're gonna go ahead.
Fine. I don't hear my camera might not be too good with the sound then.
It's okay, it sounds better. It's all right. Go ahead with your next piece.
Okay. It's called The Heart Attack. Live and Forgive. I took a look inside the 4 chambers of my heart and recorded an inventory inside each part. In the first, with every beat I found your name, the red blood flowing, drops recalling the same. Within the second, each little artery and vein, your heart was felt, your touch was felt once again. And things, the sadness remembered when you went away, was stamped inside the pumping array. The fourth had smooth walls contracting so very hard. I counted oxygen-rich tears trying to avoid a heart attack pain-filled inventory to reveal thousands of blood platelets fighting for me to live and forgive. That's it.
I loved it. That was nice.
What was the title? What was the title?
The heart attack.
The heart attack. Oh.
I'm wondering if you got to live and forgive because so you won't have a heart attack, or are you saying you don't want to have a heart attack so you can have more time to live and forgive?
I'm saying that you have to fight to live and forgive. And if you're having a heart attack, the memories and everything that are there, everything flows right through your vein. So you have to forgive.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, if you don't forgive, you might bottle out all that stuff up and have a heart attack.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank y'all so much for that.
Yes.
All right, we're going to go quickly to one of our pieces. And if you all still have anything else to share after these two pieces, then I'll be glad to do that. So no problem. Give me 1 second.
Kim, it was amazing how I filled up one whole book during this class session that we've had this past few months.
What?
I filled up an entire book. And now I bought a new book. It's called You Got This. And I'm going to put the best ones that I think I've written in this little journal-like book. You look, Kim, the book says You Got This.
Hold on 1 second. Because I can't see you at all. I was just doing one thing. Give me 1 second.
Oh, you on your video?
No, not yet. What the? I'll be right with you, beautiful young lady.
While she's sharing, while she's working, this is my book.
Oh, it's cute.
I've almost filled this one, but mine's not big like yours.
Well, the first one was smaller, and I filled it up.
Okay.
Open it. Let me see how big you write. Open it up.
Oh, small.
Open it.
Let's see the front, Miss Vicky.
Well, this is the old book.
Okay.
And it's so small. It says, you are the stars, you are the galaxy.
Okay. Are you saying you filled that up?
Yep, I sure did.
Okay.
Then I don't write very big, I write small.
And wow, that's amazing. Let me see yours, Miss Jean.
My new book is here. That's what I was trying to show you all.
You got you got this. Okay. That's nice.
This was mine.
Where'd you buy that from, Miss Vicky?
I went to the
that's cute too, Miss Jean.
I think Family Dollar or the dollar store, one of those.
Let me see yours again, Miss Jean. That kind of looks like a dot. That looks like a dot mandala design that I did in one of my classes.
I put a heart in there.
Yeah, I see it. That's cute. Okay. Where your book at, Miss Gloria? You got a book yet?
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to get fancy like, I'm gonna have to get fancy like them because I just got a regular notebook. And then what I do is I type mine and put mine in here, you know, on the pages.
Oh, that's nice too.
I gotta get fancy like y'all though.
They're not fancy.
But right now, this is what I have.
Oh, a little black book.
You can see it says New York City.
Yes.
But I got several of them, but that's what I'm writing in right now. All right, so I'm gonna go share the screen, and I hope this piece is not too sad for you all, but this is what we're gonna check this piece out. And can y'all see that?
Yeah.
Yes. I can't hear him.
All right, y'all mute yourself because that's the loudest this is gonna go.
I can't hear him.
All right. Do y'all want me to just play something else because it's not gonna get any louder? That's why I say you all have to mute yourselves, or you can look at this on your own and I can go to a next video.
Go to the next.
All right. So y'all don't want to try it to see how, if you can hear it when smoke.
I'll try.
All right, let's just see. Go ahead and mute yourself and let's just see if smoke. If not, just raise your hand and I'm gonna stop that and I'll give you the name of that video. It's kind of low?
Yes.
All right.
I can.
Jane, was I that low?
I can't hear him.
All right. So we're just going to go on. All right. So that particular piece, if you want to check it out, is a Black American by Smokey Robinson. So you all can check that out on your own if you like.
A Black American, okay.
By Smokey Robinson. All right, this is our next one. Hopefully you can hear it. Set this room on fire with a performance line of similar up close acting. At that moment, at that very moment, I decided to have her on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Phyllis Johnson.
They say I'm not the average black girl because I'm so well spoken. Oh, it's so elegant. A white man spoken. You know, I remember my ex's mother telling me I didn't know how I was going to react to from a black girl, but I liked it. Well, when did me talking right equate to me talking white? They say I'm not the average black girl. No, not the average black girl because the pigment in my skin is just a shade lighter than that black girl over there. You know the black girl over there. The black girl with the nappy hair. The black girl whose elbows can't skip a day without lotion. Whose hearts and heads are filled up with self-hate and bottled up emotion. The purple brown girls who have to face society every day and be tough. But no matter how good they straighten their hair, they're good still not good enough. Luckily for me, see, I don't fall in that category. See, they say I'm not the average black girl because I'm with so much class. And I don't have too much, but just enough ass. And not too much, but just enough ass. You know, just a little bit of attitude. Because you don't want to come off as one of those average black girls come off as this. You know, popping their gum and shaking their neck. Yeah, because those black girls get like no respect. But see, luckily for me, see, I get a pass. Because the melanin in my skin matches that brown paper bag. And my father, brother, and then I date parents don't sag. And when I speak, my tongue pronounces every syllable. And the cold part down the middle of my hair is naturally visible. Oh, it must be a weave, but she must be mixed. Because we all know the average black girl ain't got that lip. But when I walk into a room full of white men, they all stare. It must be the long list of my unaverage black girl hair. See, they say I'm not the made 19 trips through the Underground Railroad to free the slaves. That on segregated buses used to get up and pay two waves. See, the average black girl that I know, with Egyptian queens like Hatshepsut and Needleprince who were ruling dynasties and whole armies of men. Excuse me while I set fire to the palm of my pen because I am tired. Tired of the stereotypes black girls have fallen into because of American mentality. Oh, but not half as tired as Ella Baker, Diane Nash, Septima Poinsett Clark. I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. Miss Fannie Lou Hamer, Daisy Bates, Anna Arnold Hedgeman, and Dorothy Height are far more tired than I am. So pardon me if I can openly accept your compliment. Pardon me if I can openly accept your compliment. It's just the average black girl that I know. The average black girl that I know has courage that surpassed her every fear and fought for justice and equality year after year. So as I construct these words, pardon me as I shed a tear, because I'm not half the black girl she was. I am not half the black girl she was. She doesn't mind her cause. She was out there fighting, breaking, and changing laws. So I bow down to my black queen standing in the merit of her work. And as American society continues to throw supercilious words unto me, I say no. I'm not the average black girl. I need to inspire. Thank you.
All right. What time is it? So let me stop sharing right quick. Have you all ever seen a program? I think it was probably in the 60s or 70s. It was called Blacks Blues Black.
No.
What?
No, they didn't show that in California.
They didn't show it here. I didn't see it.
All right, we're gonna watch a small clip from that. And I want you all to check out this anytime you feel like you just kind of like don't have anything to do. And they have several episodes because it was like a whole show. So I'm gonna kind of skip through it, but however, you can check it out on your own. So let's go back to screen sharing. Can you all see that?
Yes.
All right, this is the show right here. I guess it came from the Bay Area.
Yeah.
This is how it came on. That's the name of the show, Blacks Blues Black, with Maya Angelou.
Hello, my name is Maya Angelou. What is Africa to me? 3 centuries removed from the land my fathers loved. Spicy groves, the cinnamon tree. What is Africa to me? This is the question I ask myself and I ask Black Americans. and I attempt in this series to answer it to my satisfaction at any rate. If the African continent had never been open for trade, legal and illegal, licit and illicit, slave and free, the fact so that we see Black American young people walking in the streets of flirtation is added to that. It exaggerates a bit. And it's almost a dance. Now you see that that's almost a dance. Let's talk about dance. Since the days of the bunny club, the jitterbug, the black bottom, obviously, the Charleston, the attack. That was written by two young Black geniuses, if that's the plural of genius. Mr. Max Roach and Mr. Oscar Brown Jr. wrote a blues. It has the traditional feeling, but it's modern. It's 5/4 time, and it has a kind of political significance. It's drive a man, he made a light, but the man there ain't his wife. Chopping cotton, don't be slow. Better finish off your road. Ain't but two things on my mind. Drive a man and quitting time. Drive a man the kind of boss. Ride a man and lead a horse. When it's had a ride till fly, you'll be happy just to die. Run away and you'll be found by his big old red bone hound. Panty roller, bring you back. Make you sorry you was black. Ain't but two things on my mind. Drive a man and quitting time. Ain't but two things on my mind. Drive a man and quitting time. Ain't but two things on my mind. Drive a man and quitting time. That's new old traditional folk song written by two brilliant young Black men.
All right, young people. So if you have never seen Black Blues Black, that was episode 1, and it's about positive Africanisms. You can check that out on YouTube. Anybody have anything else they want to say, share? Yes, ma'am.
I was saying that I've studied about African culture, and when you have a gap tooth, that's supposed to be a sign of beauty. Okay. The gap tooth woman. And my daughter has one. She says, see, I told you I was beautiful.
Yeah, that's cool.
gap tooth woman.
Now since you said it, I'm gonna like look that up and see if they have any isms or what they have sayings about gap teeth. All right, anybody else? Anybody? I hope that you all liked some of the videos today. It's there to help inspire you. If I find anything else that's really interesting, I thought that show would be really interesting just because it was hosted by Maya Angelou, one of our great poets. And I'm sure the show has a lot of different colorful scenes and a lot of culture as it pertains to like song and dance. And we all know song is really a form of poetry as well. So check those out if you like. And I want to go ahead and give a lesson for next week.
Before you do, Kim, I hope that when you have the poetry reading, you can have some drummers.
Okay, yes. So I had said jazz, and we'll have, so I'm going to put that down for the Word Up, Darnell Word Up Show drummers. That would be nice because if when we have a practice or whatever, and remember I wanted you all to get into using voices in your poetry if it's needed, or acting, you know, with body language and faces and that type of thing. And if you needed some type of drumming during the time that you are reciting your poetry, just let me know and we can get those brothers, because I do already have a drumming troupe from the West End area that they've been to the Darnell facility too to drum for the for one of our Kwanzaa celebrations. So that'll be a good thing. Thank you, Miss Jean, for us to have available for when you are reciting. That'll be good. Okay, anybody else? All right, so our lesson for next week. I'm gonna go ahead and clear this board. If you have a paper and pen while I'm clearing this board, feel free.
Kimberlie, yes, I wanted to say something.
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Before you start putting your stuff up. In another class, I did something about Maya Angelou. Some facts that you may not have known about her.
Okay.
So if it's okay, I would like to pull up that information and share it with the class. Because I love Maya Angelou.
I know, I would love to. You have to pull it up, or do you already have it ready?
No, I want to do it next week.
Oh, that'd be great.
If it's okay. Can I do it next week?
Yes, ma'am. That'd be great. So I'm just gonna write that down as a reminder. I'm gonna put Gloria Langley. Maya Angelou commentary. So thank you for that. That'd be great. All right. And so what I want you all, you probably can't see that, but it's okay. It's just a note for me to, of course, I know you'll remind me if nothing happens where you're not able to be in class, but if you are in class, I'm going to bring it up. And if, you know I won't forget, but if I do, you are more than welcome to bring that up as well. And so what I want you all to write about next week is, I was just going to say the blues as it pertains to something you could write about as pertains to the blues itself. But however, I want you all to go a little bit deeper because we all are human beings. And I know from the time that we were born or that we could speak or actually have the knowledge of what's going on in the world, it could be anything from the time we were children up until now. I know you all have had your own blues. So I want you to write something about your own blues. And that's all I'm going to put out there. However you want to express that, then please feel free, write. And you can title the piece, you can use the title My Blues, or you can make your own title, depending on why and what you're writing about. write about your, so it's like kind of saying write about your truth, whatever your truth is, but we're not writing about our truth. We're writing about your blues. Your blues. Write about your blues. All right. So I put that up there and it simply says, write about your blues. I'm gonna go ahead and, I know it seems weird, but I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the chat too. Write about your blues. Title the piece as you wish. All right.
You know, Kim, that went kind of deep that time on wet diaper blues. Well, wet diaper sad. It was kind of, I reread it every now and then because I wrote from my heart. Then remembering about my dad and my grandmother.
Yes, so even next week, if I would love for you to revisit that piece and read it as a part of writing about your blues. But I want you to write a new piece, and please, if you want to revisit that piece and share it with us again, I would love to. Yes, Miss Jean.
Yeah, I read somewhere, and don't ask me where, I can't validate it, but that Black people created blues.
Oh,
the
really?
term blues, what does it mean? They created the term and the form because we sing the blues and all of that. So it came from us.
Yes, ma'am, and that could be something that you possibly could.
Do white people get the blues? No. They give us the blues.
Yeah, that's true. I guess in a sense, I'm not trying to speak for that race of people, but they might get the blues maybe if they don't get their way.
They call it depression. and they take us antidepressant.
That is a really, really good. I love that. I want to put that in the chat. The reason why I want to put it in there is because the chat is something that I go back on these videos and I look into my chat because it's saved. So it's something as information that I can refer to. So I'm going to put Black people get the blues. White people get depressed.
You know, Kim, I think what I was reading Amazing Grace, the words to Amazing Grace. When people do such terrible things, they reflect on it. We experience it, but they reflect on it and say, oh my God, did I do that to them? And it's sort of like they don't want to hear it when you try to explain the atrocity sometimes. And it's mostly a regret, I think they get. I've worked in all my 30 years, I've worked with whites. And it was always a sense of regret after they've done something terrible. And we get the blue, we get sunk in the blue. Maybe they call regret the blues. I don't know.
Well, I'm with you, Vicki. I work with white people a lot. I guess most of my life when I was in California, and they touch my skin. They say it's so soft, and I say, yeah, it's just like skin, isn't it? Yeah, there's so much they don't know about us. They want to touch our hair. They want to touch our skin. It's just amazing how little we know more about them than they know about us.
But what people don't want to hear is the basis. It's just as our thoughts, because these classes give us an opportunity to be mixed. And I found even when I attend other centers, like example, I attended an exercise class this morning. And Kim, you know how we're all here and you can see us. they're more likely to have it locked on just the instructor in some of those classes. Or if we are visible, but they don't become visible. One or two might who think they know Black people and have lived with Black people. It's not all white people. I don't think some white people are Black people. They know their ancestors passed for white.
I find it great to, I feel like there's so much pressure, so much strife and struggle that's been put on the Black race, the African American community, that a lot of times we tend to talk about black and white, black and white, black and white, white and black, white and black. That's all you hear. And sometimes I feel like just to move away from that, although we are still working on some things that we need to in the world as far as still being treated equal and everything, because there are other races in between the black and white that we disregard due to the fact of so much pressure and so much has been going on between the black and white race, so to speak. However, just opening up our minds will allow us to heal certain areas and move forward. But I just think that from since I was a child, I always hear black and white, but everything isn't just black and white.
Well, it's colored and white. And that's the problem, Kim. My mother used to say, wait till you get 50, you will understand. After half 100 years, you try to understand their perspective. Then you think, well, maybe by the time I get to 100, I will understand. And it's just that you just cannot understand the way the other race walks to the beat of a different drum. That's the way I like to put it. You can be the most liberal Black person and try to understand some of the horrible things and ways that the other spectrum behaves, and you just can't wrap your mind around it. That's part of the blues. I can't wrap my mind around it, and it's been like going close to 100 years, like Miss Jean said. She's 15 years from 100.
So Miss Jean, what were you about to say?
Well, I was just going to say to Vicki that we have had to understand them in order to survive. They never had to understand us. They just enslaved us. But we had to understand them psychologically, how we could outsmart them, how we could outwit them, we were actually smarter because we knew them better. They didn't have to know us. They just enslaved us. But that's where we get those folk tales, like they took Uncle Remus's tales and stuff like that. I mean, we had to survive through language, through art, through music, through dance. And we did, and we created a culture that they never thought we'd do. So they emulate and try to imitate our culture.
All right, I want to go around the board and in one intelligent sentence, can you all say what you feel the blues is? But I want to read one thing just to say exactly where it came from. Blues is a secular folk music. It's a secular folk music. So the blues really is a music, but however, this music had to come from something before that. And it had to be a state of mind or a way that people were feeling to be able to come up with the blues in the music. So anyway, the blues is a secular folk music created by African Americans in the early 20th century, originally from the South. The simple but expressive forms of the blues became the 1960s one of the most important influences on the development of popular music, namely jazz, rhythm and blues, rock, and country music throughout the United States. Now, it is said that blues has gave way to a lot of other things like literature. Like blues has a lot to do with we started having a lot of literature where people wrote about the blues. But anyway, however, anybody ready for their sentence to say what the blues means to them, or what is the blues to you? To me, the blues is having your expression, a person's expression of a bad experience.
I have I've been thinking about this a while, so it's easy for me. It's to me, it's an inside deep thought or feeling from the other side of the sun.
Okay, I would say that. I would say the other side of the sun would be dark. So yeah.
That's what the blues is.
Okay, I like that. And if you all want to write those sentences down that you are expressing, I think that would be a good thing. Write that sentence down, what you just said, Ms. Vicky. It's very eloquent. All right, Ms. Jean.
I wrote one. Blues is a form of expression that only Black people can feel, which comes out of the experience of slavery.
Okay. So I want you to think about that, because I was thinking about it as I kind of was saying, the blues as it pertains to the Britannica dictionary definition. They were saying that the blues came from African Americans. Do you think that Africans, before we went through slavery, got the blues?
No.
I think we had such a joy.
I don't think so.
I think Africa was such a joyful and spiritual place that we didn't have time to sink into that. We had God's gift, and it just gave us such joy. And I think on the other side of the blues is joy.
I think we had sadness when we lose a child. When a child dies, there's sadness. When somebody kills a relative, there's sadness. When there's death.
The crops didn't grow. It didn't rain because the crops, or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
It didn't come out of atrocities of people got your mind all bent out of shape, and you try to forgive them. And
you can't have the blues without thinking. And so their thoughts, I think, Vicky, you're right. They came from a camaraderie. They came from a family of love and kindness and caring and nurturing. But here we had to go through slavery. I don't think any other people have the blues, because I think blues came from slavery. I do.
Well, that's what the definition in the dictionary says. Miss Gloria Langley, do you have a sentence of what the blues is to you?
To me, my sentence is, the blues means my struggles from my perspective, whether good or bad. I think you can have blues, because I've heard blues songs where someone loves someone, and maybe that was a good experience that turned out.
Okay.
But do you think other people get the blues other than Black people?
So Miss Gloria Langley already typed in the chat earlier that her internet is unstable. So she may be trying to respond to you or answer, but it's probably just not coming out.
And she's back.
Miss Gloria, she said, do you think other people get the blues other than Black people?
I think other people may get a feeling of the blues. I don't know if they would call it the blues, but I'm like you, what you said earlier, when they feel depressed or whatever, yes, I do think so. They just call it something different.
Okay. Okay. And don't forget to, when you think about these types of things as it pertains to the blues, don't forget that the blues came from the blues came from the African-American experience of going through slavery. And I don't even hear a comparison of anything that Black people had to go through like slavery, but we always hear about the Jews and the Holocaust, that type of thing. However, their experience is totally different from ours as it pertains to what they had to endure. And for a people to have to go through something like slavery and we still, excuse me, I was about to get emotional. We're still going through the backlash of having to have gone through that. That's what basically the blues came out of. Go ahead, Ms. Jean.
Simone Biles has the blues. It's not depression. It comes from a long line, and I know that child feels like she's been treated like a slave. She's been used, and she's still trying to go through that guy who molested her. I mean, come on, y'all. And then she's got to go out there and perform and act like she's happy and it's okay. She just said, I've had it. I ain't mad with the girl. I'm happy she's expressed it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not feeling it. I said, she go.
Remember when the English soccer players, it's 3 blacks, and they did not score that goal. Yeah. Those people use racial slurs and everything. They were vicious. And these 3 guys probably said, they always using us to represent them and win, but they don't really care about us. And that's what I feel about America. I love America. Don't get me wrong. But they want to use us and slave us and get everything out of us, but they don't love us.
Well, did you guys listen? Did you listen to what those cops said? How they treated them when they were trying to protect the Capitol?
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
And this is 2021.
I love that you all are having this discussion because it's giving you more content of what you can write about as it pertains to your blues. Miss Sharon Hartnett, you still on there?
Yes.
Do you have a sentence of what the blues means to you? If you don't, it's fine.
You hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Me, blues mean hardship. I just think about the people a long time ago, what they had to go through. Even when it came to the farmers and how they would burn their house down. I'm getting emotional because I thought about things that my mother said when she was a little girl, what they went through.
Yes, ma'am. You okay, Miss Sharon?
Yes.
You're not crying, are you?
I'm all right. I'm okay. I just thought about it.
Yeah, I used to hide the fact that when I was a little kid, I used to listen to the blues, the 1929 blues. Everybody wanted you to listen to Aretha and Smokey Robinson and all those people. I used to love, because the blues deep down inside, when you listen to them, you see behind them and it gives you a little bit of joy. And I just loved the night, Billie Holiday. She was catching it. But I said, wow, that's so powerful.
All right. So this is a really good topic to discuss on. However, I want you to put all of that feeling and everything that you have into your writings. I can't wait to get back to that to see what you all have to say. In the chat today, what we have is Miss Gloria Langley let us know she was having a couple of issues with the internet. Miss Sharon Hartnett said to Miss Jean, beautiful, happy birthday to you. And I put a couple of things about the blues into the chat. I see Miss Etheria Pearson is in the class with us. However, looks like she at the doctor's office. And I'm glad that you, no matter where you are, sometimes I just have a bit of I'm kind of a little nervous if I see somebody joining classes and they in their car driving. Y'all be very, very careful. And even though you are trying to be a part of the class, please try not to pay too much attention to the class when you're driving. Pay attention to the road, because I would hate for you to have any type of, accidents or anything like that. Being at the doctor's office is just fine. Just be mindful of the background noise or anything, and it helps with the class and the numbers and your interest. And I hope, Ms. Etheria, that you come back to this class to share some of your beautiful writings with us. And next week, I gave everybody a lesson to write about what you, if you want to join us in that next week, I want you to write about your blues. Whatever the blues means to you, write about your blues. It could be a short poem or a long poem. It doesn't have to rhyme. It's up to you. And even if you don't ever write about, do the lesson, don't forget to just still join in class. You may not have been feeling the vibe to write. So that's not a reason not to join class. There's no pressure. I want you to have fun with this and keep your spirits up. Don't get the blues while y'all writing about the blues. So don't go too deep on it, but you might have to immerse yourself in that type of feeling to actually get what you're trying to get down on paper. Yes, Ms.
Kim, you feel like writing about the blues is like having a baby. It hurts, but the product is great.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
When it comes out. Okay.
All right. So
you got to help out in the kitchen today, or they're gonna give you a little relief today.
I actually just go in there if I want to when they serve the hot food, because I know the hot food, when they're serving sandwiches, I don't feel like they really need help when I went through the first week, because sandwiches, they can just hang out, so hand them out and they have already actually prepared them, but the hot food I'll help. And even though I am helping in the kitchen, I just said that I'm gonna make sure to get my work done before I actually go in there, because as far as the staff that's actually working in the kitchen, it's nobody but me. So I'm gonna make sure I get my work done before. I was
gonna say this, and because I didn't want to hold you. When the social distancing started, you know, I try to be upbeat. But the longer this stuff lasts, see, it sort of forces you into a position where you feel like, okay, we've got to get out. But this stuff is starting all over again because America won't stop. And I think that's part of Simone Biles. She got over there and saw that people are really sick. And she may be having a reaction from the shot. We don't know. But as the longer this goes on and you're isolated, I understand now why seniors didn't do well when they were isolated. You think you're resting, but you're really not, because your mind is thinking about what the world is going through right now with so many people suffering. And it's so hard to just sit back and witness it, just like a world war. And everybody's involved in it, but everybody's trying to find a sense of solid ground.
Okay. You know what I thought? I said, why do we have all this pandemic? And I think God put us on pause because he wanted us to go internally and to have to realize the importance of relating to each other and get rid of some of these machines. Machines are great, but I think we forgot the importance of relating to each other as people. And it's all over the world. We've never had a pandemic. It's the whole world. And I say, God put us on pause. Beep.
All right. So Miss Gloria Langley says some kind of way her internet kicked her out of class. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to share this last poem with you before we sign out. And I am going to go ahead and help in the lunchroom. Lunch started like 10 minutes ago. All right. This is called The Weary Blues. I wonder, have you ever heard it? I'm sure once I just kind of started reading it, I read this in elementary school. It's by Langston Hughes.
Right.
The Weary Blues. Droning a drowsy syncopated tune, rocking back and forth to a mellow croon. I heard a Negro play down on Lenox Avenue the other night by the pale, dull parlor of an old gas light. He did a lazy sway. He did a lazy sway to the tune of those weary blues. With his ebony hands on each ivory key, he made that poor piano moan with melody. Oh, blues, swaying to and fro on his rickety stool. He played that sad, raggedy tune like a musical fool. Sweet blues, coming from a Black man's soul. Oh, blues, in a deep song voice with a melancholy tone. I heard that Negro sing that old piano moan. Ain't got nobody in all this world, ain't got nobody but myself. I's going to quit my frowning and put my troubles on the shelf. Thump, 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 went his foot on the floor. He played a few chords, then sang some more. I got the weary blues and I can't be satisfied. Got the weary blues and I can't be satisfied. I ain't happy no more and I wish that I had died. And far into the night, he crooned that tune. The stars went out and so did the moon. The singer stopped playing and went to bed while the weary blues echoed through his head. He slept like a rock or a man that's dead.
That's why I told you only Black people get the blues.
Yeah,
all right.
The social media talking to us about depression. They should have been talking to us about the blues.
We're the only ones who get the blues.
So y'all go ahead and write about that. And if somebody wants to, I just thought about if you want to go a step further and write a concrete poem with the blues, that means like a little picture. You could do a concrete poem or a shape poem along with your piece. And I'll see you beautiful young people next week. Let me see you pump your fist up. Word up.
Word up.
This is the class all about poetry, short stories, and spoken word. My name is Kimberlie Wright. I'll see you beautiful young people next week. And this Friday is Miss Jean Blackshear Harris's 85th birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to you.
So that means you're a Leo.
Yes, ma'am.
Leo the lion.
Leo.
All right, I love you all. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed day. And thank you for all your literary jewels. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Love y'all.
Love you too.
Bye-bye. Love you.
Love you too. Love you more.